fight fans. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing event. We are still in the preliminaries. I am glad. Shout out to what was it? I think it was Skrilla50 that recommended the Fire Stick, and I was like, man, that's right, the Fire Stick. My boy Mark got one. Shit live. I'm watching it now actually. Mama Lou counterpunch to you. Let's see, what do we got? Good evening, Kurt, or should I say good afternoon? Yeah, it is afternoon. You guys come in, hit that like button. Yes, the games are about to begin, and we are going to find out if these casuals are up for battle today, who have been barking in comments stating they ready for the final boss. Tony Britton, hope you're feeling better, my friend. Tony, I'm feeling better, man. It's been a pretty good day, I must say. Have no complaints, none. Just gave you a like, Kurt. Appreciate you, Mama Lou. Everybody hit that like button. Every single person on the chat hit the like button. They are appreciated, and it costs you absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. There is a lion. There is a weasel lying rate named Adam GUK who claimed he called me out while I was live and was too afraid to debate him. Oh, there we go. Mr. Tech Man in the building. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, you can mute it, man. I don't even really need the deal, but I do appreciate it. Whitaker versus Cameron. There we go. Who won the undercards? The undercards, I think a fight's still on. Currently just jumped offline, so give me a second. Whitaker is a total plunker. What you saying, counter? Hey, well, you know what? We'll see. We'll see Whitaker, man. I think the thing is, here's the good thing. He gets a second chance. He gets to redeem himself. So if he goes in, because to be honest with you guys, I mean, he didn't, like I told you guys earlier, he didn't showboat last time. Because I think he knew the risk. That this guy wasn't the type of guy I want to be showboating with. Muhammad Ali in the building. Where you been? Counterpunch to you. Can't be bothered with people who think they know something think are they're wrong. Yeah. How much probably yeah, this is probably the best seat in the house. There is no shame in not knowing everything. We keep learning every day. It's those who think they know something and want to act been in game longer that really grinds my gears. Mm. Finishing my ideology degree, graduate with the first this summer. Nice. Congratulations. Graffiti Saints, when you come into the UK. Soon, man. I gotta get over that, man. I gotta get to the UK. You know. Gotta get to the UK, man. I wanna go there. I want to like I want a neutral place. I want a pretty much a place that's close to everybody. I don't know if that's London. I don't know, because I don't know much about, you know, the UK as far as like Great Britain. When is the Ben Cameron fight starting? It's supposed to start after this, so we'll see. 21 people, 7 likes. Come on, y'all, drop those likes. Cool breezy in the building. Counterpunch to you. Orange 1993 counterpunch to you. Oh, Isaac in the building. LL Kurt. I think the problem with your channel is you have 90% casual fans. Maybe your content is more for casual base audience. Maybe, man. Maybe. Yeah, Orange 1993. I'm good. Kurt instead caught a case falsely accused of damn. Damn, Rod. You gotta get you a good lawyer, bro. You know, best place to stay in London is London, mate, unless the fight is Manchester Arena. Okay. So London it is. I was thinking London anyway. I mean, that's pretty much the biggest part, right? Clark got stopped in the first round, and this time a fighter in a round life is funny like that. Down 1 minute, up the next. Are you serious, man? That's what happened to Frazier Clark. Frazier Clark got knocked out. You know, um, dang. Yeah, let me check that out myself. I want to check that out. Let's see, man. We got it, man. London is the NYC Devil Central. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right. Down.
I don't know what Daryl went, but I have to wait on him to see about a cable.
Okay.
This here though. I'm gonna plug this in though, because I didn't have the
Okay.
charger.
All right. Yeah, that'll work. Like, but that I don't want that flipping over. All right. Let's see here. Frazier Clark. Oh, wait a minute. No, let's see. Oh no, he knocks out Ebenezer Teta, and really, that dude who was fighting Miller rearranged Fraser Clark's face and turned him into Two Face from Batman. Keep up the good work, Kurt. James Scott, appreciate you, brother. Wesley Gamble, happy Easter to you. He won, brother, in the first round. Oh, okay. I'm gonna say, dang. I was gonna say, man, that gotta suck for him. Orange 1993 asking some super personal questions. I know, right? Who fighting now? Well, nobody's fighting now. They just ended and just called the verdict. So Mr. Savage over here. Okay, here we go. Hi, Kurt. Happy Easter. Monday morning here in New Zealand. Samuel Cossington. Counterpunch to you, brother. Samuel in the building. New Zealand in the building. Counterpunch to you. Cutler got robbed there. Whitaker fight is next. Oh, Isaac. Absolutely. That was the point. Let's see. Oh, that's that Gangs of London. Yeah. You guys watch Gangs of London? Oh, that's on Sky Atlantic. I didn't know you guys had that mainstream over there. I watch it in I watch it on Netflix. So Netflix, that's where I watch it at. Yeah, Gangs of London. Yeah, that's pretty dope, man. Season 3 was trash in my opinion. Man, I haven't even got to for season 2 yet. So I'm watching it slow. Ben Whitaker versus Liam Cameron, part 2. So we'll see, man. This is what separates the men from the boys. This is the reason why, this day is the way it is. I had to watch this fight. I had to commentate this fight because I want to see if Whitaker's a real one. He has a real trainer. He has a real backing. He has a real promotional company. So let's see if he's the real deal because there's no other reason why he can't succeed other than his own skill and attributes. So just really make that clear about Mr. Whitaker. Okay. So yeah, he likes to have fun in there. He likes to clown. That's what got him the clout. AJ endorsed him. A lot of fighters endorsed him. Well, his last fight was questionable. So dang, Sam Eggington. There's 9 losses, dude. Ugh. Here's one for yours called The Mob Land. Yeah, man, I want to check that out too, Ace. I want to check that out too, man. Philip Leonard. Hello from Australia. Counterpunch to you. Whitaker was training with Sugar, and he still ended up quitting. Let's see if he's above domestic level tonight. Well, I don't think it really matters. I'm going to tell you why. If you left Sugar Hill Stewart, now you're with who? Right? You're basically still with Crunk's Gym. You know, you left Sugar Hill and went with Andy Lee. You're still with Crunk's. Because see, here's the thing. What people don't understand is what you Sugar Hill Stewart is the nephew of of Stewart, Emmanuel Stewart. Well, Andy Lee was trained by Emmanuel Stewart. Hence, Andy Lee learned pretty much everything he needed to know about boxing, especially training from Emmanuel Stewart as well. So if he left Javen Sugar Hill and went with Andy Lee, he's practically going to the same people that were learned by the same person. That's almost like, hey, let me leave Customato and go to Teddy Atlas. Well, why would you go to Customato to Teddy Atlas? Because Teddy Atlas learned everything he needed to learn from Customato. You see what I'm saying? So it doesn't really help him at all, if any. So we'll see. Again, I mean, it's not that big a difference. Those are some close knit people. They train, they learn from the same person. Okay? That's it. Whitaker was training. See, so that's all. That's all, folks. You got a lot of trolls on here today. Jesus. Seems like most fans want Liam to win. Well, I think I think the problem is it's not that. I just think they seen the tide change. They seen the tide change. See, they seen everybody. You know, everybody saw that, okay, this guy is slowing down. He's not throwing punches. And Liam is coming on. He's starting to put these punches together. He's starting to work the body. He's starting to work the jab. He's starting to counter off the jab. You know what I mean? And it started happening quick. In boxing, boxing is so subtle at times. Sometimes you can see it coming, but then sometimes it happens all of a sudden. You're like, you'll be watching it almost like watching tennis. The back, forth, back. Then all of a sudden, boom, something happens very, very, very impactful that makes you jump, or me, because I love the sport. I love when those things happen. Makes me jump through the roof because of what happened. But it's subtle. Sometimes you can see it, like, the punching power of someone like I get Caballo, which is a very beautiful thing to see. Once you see someone like Caballo work the body, put in the time, put in the effort, sacrifice, because it takes sacrifice to get those shots in there. And then you have to know when to throw those shots. You just can't go blindly throwing shots to someone's body without getting punched in the face, in the mouth, okay, in the head. That's what you got to deal with when trying to go to the body on these guys. So when you see someone that puts the time in and do what he needs to do, and then you're sitting there, you're like, oh, snap, and then you see it gradually happens. You're like, oh, nice. So by the time it does happen, you can appreciate it happening, because you're seeing it like, oof, them body punches are going to mean something. And in time, they will. So it is what it is. He says, can we talk seriously on this channel instead of talking crap? This is a boxing channel. Talk crap will be removed. Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, if it's really not. Look, here's the thing. Certain criteria shouldn't even be tolerated, like stupid stuff like show the back of your head or say something stupid like that. Yeah, that'll get you removed quick. Kurt, I still find it funny you put Caballero in your top 10 pound for pound list. I do. I do because I mean, the question is who does Caballero gotta who else does he gotta beat? Who else does he have to beat? That's what I'm saying. Who else does he have to beat? He's an undefeated fighter. He's not been in there with someone that has defeated him yet. That's what people need to understand. And that means, I'm not pulling the Floyd Mayweather deal. I'm just saying everyone that he fights was either undefeated or very high top quality. Look at Zhilei Zhang. Zhilei Zhang destroyed Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce will never be the same. And because of that, it's the reason Zhang. Zhang is the reason for that. He will never be the same fighter again because that chin was cracked by Zhang. Zhang cracked that chin open. He's not the same fighter. In fact, probably made him a better fighter, to be fair, because when he did fight Filip Hrgovic, I did see him use defense. I did see him, make efforts to avoid shots instead of eating them. But at the same time, we all know the reason. He doesn't want to get hit with shots because he don't know what type of shots may hurt him or drop him. We learned that in the Derek Chisora fight. So we learned about Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce uses more precaution now because he doesn't know what his chin can bear. He doesn't know what his chin can take right now. He doesn't know. I'm sorry. He doesn't know that. Caballero needs to fight a prime fighter. Okay, so who is a prime fighter? I mean, does he have to beat Usyk? Does he have to beat Joshua? Does he have to beat who? Who does he have to beat? Goodfellas dope. Just spotted that. Yeah, 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 yeah. So my boy in the middle, that's Daryl. My other boy in that that's Damn, his phone stops right. I don't know who that is either. It's just blowing it up, throwing my concentration off. You got Eric over here to the far left. Yeah, that was cool, man. They did that. That's an old picture too. So, actually, this is my boy's crib, man. It's super dope too, man. It's just like, so like you see, the Notebook. I don't think that was his. That's Tombstone, right? That's the classic. I'll be your Huckleberry. Superman, por supuesto. So we're looking at Sky Sports. Boom, there's Rocky, right? Huh? Rocky. Then you got Training Day right there. Then you got the Wizard of Oz. Okay. So, yeah. So this is my POV right here, guys. My POV. Boom. There we go. Hi, brother Tony here from Sheffield. Counterpunch to you. I'm at my boy's crib, man. I'm in Daryl Shamar's crib. So, yeah, this is his entertainment room. So I'm borrowing it. So doing the live stream right here. You know, nah, man, up north Dallas. Oh, Daily Osho, counterpunch to you. Hi, Kurt. Love from Lagos, Nigeria in the building. Caballo will cause anyone problems in the heavyweight division. I believe that, bro. That is absolutely the truth. Saturday, 5 p.m., Eubank Jr. versus Ben. You know that's going to be top notch. So expect a lot of Eubank and Ben coverage. Okay, so it's going to be a lot about Eubank and Ben. Let's see, who is this? Okay, I figured. Cool. And see who wins. Kurt, who can beat I get Caballo? Anybody that can move. Because, see, here's the thing. Like, that, like, yeah, those ropes, yeah, that was weird, man. Jack's man, I don't know, man. Just anybody that can move. You have to be able to move. And Frank's problem was he couldn't move. But I know one of his shortcomings is what did I do with that? Let's see here. One of his shortcomings is he has that I call the Danny Jacobs syndrome. Danny Jacobs, he has a problem when he has a problem when he gets on the ropes. He's kind of like it's a vulnerable position. Okay, so a lot of fighters when they get on the ropes, they're better at defending him. Like Floyd Mayweather, for example, he's classic. That's not one of his shortcomings. When you get him on the ropes, that's when he's probably the most defensive. Whereas some fighters, they're on the ropes, they're kind of like they're really not sure what to do. You know what I mean? It's almost like an incomplete portion of them, and that's a part in the fight or a place in the fight that's not their best. So when someone gets on the ropes, a lot of times they're kind of stuck in a sense because that's when a lot of fighters can come on. Especially you can fight someone from the middle of the ring to the outside of the ropes. So when you take them to the ropes, and someone that doesn't know really how to defensively defend themselves on the ropes, yeah, you got an issue. Danny Jacobs had that problem. That's how he was knocked out by Dmitry Pitrug back in the day. If you can remember Dmitry Pitrug, the undefeated Russian fighter, 20-0 with 15 KOs, no losses, no draws, knocked out Danny Jacobs, right? Richard Byrd pushed his chest down, which I thought was kind of super weird, but he still dropped him just like Wilder dropped Tyson Fury, right? And that's what happened. Okay, so Liam's coming out right now, by the way. So Liam is coming out right now. Okay. But other than that, though, you know, Frank has the same problem. Frank Sanchez will get on the ropes and he's kind of unsure of what to do when he's on the ropes, while he's on the ropes. Okay, so he has that problem, and I get Caballero mobilized that. He knew, oh, okay, this guy freezes up when he hits the ropes. You know what I mean? So, because you can't go backwards. And a lot of fighters, that's why they tell you, you never go straight back. So, if you're on the ropes, there's nowhere to go. You can't go straight back on the ropes. You're kind of stuck. And I think it's a mental thing, it's a prism thing. But it should remind you, though, in that squared circle, you always circle. You circle in or circle out, you bob and weave in, you bob and weave out. You see what I mean? You never go straight back because you're on the ropes, there's nowhere to go. A lot of people lean their head out like Muhammad Ali used to do, but that was not really suggested. That's not recommended, okay? Because somebody can knock you out and knock your head off, right? But needless to say, Caballero utilized it because then when he had him on the ropes, bat, 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 he came in and worked that body. So he worked that body, while Frank was on the ropes. And most of the body punching came when Frank was either in the corner or on the ropes. So you're asking me who can beat Caballero? Someone that knows how to move, someone that has good lateral movement, but at the same time has enough offense to make Aguet Caballero think twice about going in there and throwing 5 or 6 punches, two upstairs and the next 3 or 4 downstairs. You see what I'm saying? Those are the type of people that will beat Aguet Caballero. But the question is, how many people out there can actually do that? Right? How many people can do that? Not a lot. Not a lot of people. You know? I know it's WrestleMania weekend, but hope everyone we don't get any silly theatrics this time. Well, it is what it is. Upsets incoming this night. Okay, oh Isaac, Fook Noose. What's up, fight fans? What's up, Fook Noose in the building? Quan Big Guns, bro. This is the main event right here. This is it. That's right. This is it, people. Liam Cameron is coming out now. This is the second time these two guys are getting it on. This separates the men from the boys. This shows you what Ben Whitaker has. He's changed trainers, and that anytime anyone changes trainers, it kind of opens up a red flag. It opens up a red flag, okay? Because once you find out, or once you find fault in any type of style or any type of game plan, people tend to change trainers. And it may be like the team's decision, like, let's go with somebody else. You know what I mean? And I'm not a fan of throwing fighters under the bus, trainers under the bus, because, the trainers can only teach you what, they have, and if you go out there and you do something wrong, that's not the trainer's fault. And nine times out of 10, that it's mostly the fighter not doing what the trainer told him to do. So Liam is in the ring right now. He is in the ring. Okay. But no, man, I'm happy for Frazier, man. He got to come back, and it just shows people, man. This is boxing, man. That could have happened to anybody. That happened to Victor Ortiz. I mean, he came in to fight a couple more days. I mean, this is, Victor Ortiz was pretty, he was doing a pretty good job. He wasn't a bad fighter. It's just his heart was in question. Let's just be real. His heart was in question because a lot of people looked at him like, okay, well, dude, what the hell? Should I put money on Liam? Jay, man, what's the odds? That's the question. What are the odds? Because if the odds are in favor to do so, I would, but I don't know what the odds are. I think they may be pretty even based on what we saw last time. Ben getting booed and wow. Okay, so he has a choir. Is this representing Easter Sunday? If that's the case, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope.org. That's dope.org in the building. The odds are in Ben's favor by a lot. Okay. So then, yeah, I would definitely put some money on Liam because, see, if Liam upsets him, you're going to regret it. You're like, dang, I should have put the money on him. You know how it goes. That's why I don't gamble, man, because you never know. You don't know what's going to happen in this fight. Ben could go out there and put on a boxing clinic, you know? Yes, indeed. Terrell V. Yes, indeed. These people really booing choir singing. That's yeah, it's sad, you know. And then you know what? You know what's sadder? And a lot of them are full of oil. A lot of them are full of oil. They're full of that 710. You know what I mean? They're drunk. The cat piss drunk over there. They're at a boxing match. You know. I'm gonna tell you guys though the saddest thing I really ever seen. Um, okay, here's Ben coming out stepping on that one foot. Is that the bad foot that he hurt? He's doing good now, right? Yeah, and people forget that he is, a religious man. People forget about that about Ben. But man, in 2005, man, the saddest thing I ever seen, and this was sad, bro, was I was at Mardi Gras in New Orleans in 2005, bro. I was 25. And like I didn't understand it at the time because people just go to Mardi Gras for a good time, but actually it's not even supposed to be that way. Fat Tuesday and Ash Wednesday, it's supposed to be a religious uh, celebration, right? Not for you to go get pissy, sloppy drunk and do all the debauchery that you see on Mardi Gras in New Orleans, right? Because that's basically New Orleans, Lafayette, Baton Rouge, even Shreveport. And like a lot, you see, you have a lot of Mardi Gras there. They got the beads and stuff like that, but it's more deeper than that, right? You're supposed to, atone for your sins on that day. That's why Ash Wednesday you go to church because all the crap you've been doing up to that point, that's what you're supposed to be doing. However, you know, they had people out there trying to remind you, like, hey, this is really that. And dudes were throwing bottles and all types of, dude, that's wrong. That's what made me like, oh, okay, maybe I should be partying, you know. Absolutely. Jax Mans, absolutely. Alabama and New Orleans. Where's the fighter showing? It's not on the zone. I have to use my illegal stream. You do, unfortunately. Now I'm watching it on Sky Sports, but my homeboy, my brother Shamar, got a fire stick. Now I don't even really rock with the fire sticks unless I'm out of the country or it's something that I can't see locally here. People getting run over by floats, too drunk. Yeah, Cameron looked drained, confidence. A lot of people picking the dude to win, but I can't see it. Well, we're gonna see. We're gonna see, because now they're both in the ring. They are both in the ring. So here we go. They're both in the ring, and they're both about to do their thing. So yeah, Boxer, they still deal with Sky. So Boxer and Sky have, their thing going. That's why this is a Sky Sports. Which, I'm glad that I'm here because I would have been pissed at home. Imagine this, I'm, ever at my crib or whatever and can't watch it. Kurt, do you think Michael Hunter can beat Aget Kabayo? Yeah, he's a mover. He has a shot. That would be a challenge. You haven't realized about Michael Hunter, his age and inactivity. I know he just fought like some part of either earlier this year or was it later last year. He did fight, but smaller venues. Michael Hunter is too big of a name to have that less of recognition, that less of respect. You know what I mean? His resume speaks for itself. You look like Joe Biden. Man, come on, man. And like heroin, not cruiser. Yeah, well, 34 fights, 31 fights, 123, lost six. All right, here we go, guys. Now introducing Ben Whitaker. Oh, big up Ben, big up my lad. 9 fights, 8 wins, 5 KOs, and 1 draw. So yeah, they both share that 1 draw, right? Which he couldn't continue. I'm glad that it was a draw. So this was a wake up call. So we'll see what's going on. Booed at home. Oh man. Yeah, look at him. Look, Ben. He don't like that. You know. But hey, man, let it. Hey, he let those boos become his fuel. You know. People know what happened with that. They know what happened at the airport, man. People ain't stupid. You know. Love your commentary, man. Wendy Tennant, counterpunch to you. I found the fight on Reddit streams. Dang. I swear Ben getting booed at home. Sad though. Well, let him. Hey, that's it. He got those people that's booing him. He has to convince them why they shouldn't. That's facts. They have to convince him. He has to convince them why they shouldn't boo him. That's it. Here we go. Round one. Look at that jab. Automatic jab from Liam. Automatic jab from Liam. And that's going by. Good jab from Liam. Whitaker comes in. He gets stiff with another jab. Oh, good right to the body by Ben. But Ben has that flicking jab. Liam has that straight piercing jab. There's a difference. You can tell the jab is different. And I like how Liam came right out. Bow! Caught him. Made him respect. He throws the left hook. He misses with the left hook. Ben pumps that jab. He pumps that jab. See, that's that flicking jab he has. And he moves. Good defense by Ben. Because Liam comes in with a hook. Good right to the body by Liam. By Ben. Oh, good overhand right from Whitaker. Good jab from Liam. Look, Liam has those. Oh, good right hand. Good right hand. Overhand right from Ben. Right to the body by Ben. Jab upstairs. Good jab from Ben. Good jab from Liam. Yeah, makes Ben. Makes you move that head, bro. Remember, you have head movement. Because a stiff jab like that will make you remember, hey, I do have to move my head. Because this dude is coming in with a stiff jab. Look at that, another jab landed by Liam. Now, these flicking jabs, now that's to keep the guard up. Uh-oh. Behind the head, yeah, you got to watch that. But see, Ben wanted to pull him in. See, and Ben did pull him in because he didn't want to. He doesn't want to exchange. Ooh, good left hook from Liam. He really actually meant to throw a jab and turn the jab into a left hook because he chopped with it at the end and then caught Ben. Good jab, good jab from Liam. Now see what he comes in. Now he sets up left hook to the body, right upstairs. If I'm not mistaken, oh, good right hand from Liam. Good right hand from Liam. Oh, good jab from Ben. Good jab from Ben. Ooh, 1-2 from Ben. Now that ref shouldn't allow, because see, when he keeps he's pulling that, Shakur Stevenson kind of thing. He's already bleeding in his nose. Cameron is. I mean, it was a good round. I think Ben was busier, but I think because he was busier, did he throw the best shots? He landed some pretty good shots. If I'm Liam though, I would go more to that body. Ed Ellerby in the building. Counterpunch to you. Liam walked him down entire Ben. That is some nose. uh, bro got Dagestan beard. Oh, look at him. Oh, good right hand. Good right hand. He landed that right hand, and then he was like, "Nice, I've landed one." Oh, that was the best right of that round from Ben Whitaker. There's jab downstairs. Ben to win. Kurt, do you believe in Apataya heavyweight division? I don't know. He would have to show more better boxing ability, but he's still a badass though. I like Jai Pataya, man. I think Jai Pataya could go a long way wherever he's at. I want to see him in there with Zerto though. What I don't like though, I don't like how that referee is allowing Ben, because see, Ben's not trying. Look, Ben is not trying to be. He's just trying to stay back and box. That's all he's doing. He's boxing and moving. Look, and when you start measuring people with your jab, that means you're unsure about distance. Good jab from Liam, and see, you're unsure, and you could tell he's doing that a lot. And see, Liam just puts his mitts up. Oh, good right hand from Cameron. And see, Ben wants to hold. Ben wants to hold, and see, that's not gonna stop those boos, bro. Oh, good right hand. Good right hand from Whitaker. Good right hand. He hurt Liam. He hurt Liam. See, that was an early stoppage, and that's absolutely BS. That's absolutely BS. And I seen that ref. I keep telling you guys about these British refs, bro. That dude did not. He landed one good shot, then he landed another good shot. That ref came in and stopped that fight. That fight, they knew all you have to do. So that means if I get stunned in a fight, all I have to do is go in and throw a bunch of punches, even though they land or not ain't landed. All I have to do is that. He proved nothing in that fight. That's why though. See, here's the thing. That's why these refs, they have to really be looked at and be held accountable. See, that type of stuff. He landed a good shot. He landed and he did buckle him. But Cameron had his hands up just like he had the whole fight. The whole fight. So Ben Whitaker, he's like, yeah, let me hear the boos. You're gonna hear the boos, bro. Because like that was an early stoppage. That's that was an early stoppage, bro. That's oh, this is ridiculous. You reminded me about the fight. Should let the fight continue, ref. Yeah, the ref did that. The ref did that because they knew. Well, listen, yeah, he did that, and raise his hand up, but bro, no, he came in. That ref came into. You can tell every little thing. He was measuring all night long. It was only what 2 rounds, was it? This is the second round. But the ref saved this guy Liam too early, too much. But Ben would have KO'd him to sleep. No. If he would have KO'd him to sleep, that's what you're supposed to do in boxing. See, I'm sick of these weak boxing minded people. It's one thing though. Here's the thing. It's one thing to be hurt, seriously hurt in a fight, which nobody wants, right? But it's another thing to take something away from fighters that have been fighting, that has been training, preparing, worshiping damn near for 5 to 6 to 7 weeks for this opportunity to win. And then, they get in a situation in a fight where, yeah, they take a punch, they get hurt. You're going to snatch all that away by stopping something early. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, and then a guy like that with 6 losses, now Ben's going to move on. Ben's going to move on, and he's going to put this behind him. But then, you do have to ask yourself, okay, where is Ben? I'm not impressed. I'm just going to be real. I'm not impressed. I got to keep it a buck. I'm not impressed with Ben. I think this was set up from the get go for him to look good. What would stop speculation? A KO. How do you get a KO? Stop a fight early. No, he's not. I mean, if you got a measure like that, that means you're not comfortable and confident in your ability to know where distance is. If you have to measure someone is like he is, and then when he gets close, you have to come in and come up under him to hold him, to grab him, to subdue him, to keep him from punching you. Why do you think Liam was trying to get this dude out there? Because he wanted to fight him. He didn't want to hug him. I'm not impressed, bro. I'm just going to be real with you. I'm not impressed with Ben. You know what I mean? Whatever, I know this guy, he's showing good sportsmanship. I get it. That's a good thing. You know what I mean? But people are still booing, and they should still boo. Because the way he fought, the way the ref allowed that fight to be stopped like that, I don't, because here's the thing you ask yourself, all right? Here's the thing you ask yourself. Would they have done that? Would that ref would have done the same thing if Liam would have hurt Ben? Would that ref popped his ass up out of nowhere and waved the fight off? You know what I mean? That's the whole thing. So he took one right, left. He had his guard up. He moves. He had his guard up. And look, the minute he moved down in the ropes, the ref comes in. He comes in and look at look at Ben Shalom. Ben Shalom was the first out there. I'm like, dang, calm down, is it? Boom. That was a good counter, though. That was a very good counter from Ben. But he just stopped it too fast. And you know what? It's not really Ben's fault, though. It's not Ben's fault. You know what I mean? That the ref stopped it early. It ain't, because he did catch him with a solid right hand. It just doesn't help Ben's credibility based on either help, based on what's the word? Protection. It doesn't help him being protected. Being protected doesn't help any credibility of your fighter. That helps you do what you're supposed to do as a fighter. But I mean, hey, I can't be biased because shit, Ben did what he's supposed to do. Ben went out there, countered, bow, caught that boy. He buckled, unlike the first fight. You know what I mean? Like I told you guys, this is going to separate the men from the boys, but you don't need that help. You don't need that help. Oh, yeah. That dude went to slap him. Yo, he went to slap him, bro. Yeah, he went to slap him. Okay, so that's the controversy right there. Ben goes and says something to the corner of Cameron. And the dude went to slap. That would have been funny if he slapped the shit out of him. If he would have slapped him like that, that would have been funny. Pow! Get up out, man. Get on out of there. Ben's going to be going on saying the first fight was luckily night for Liam. I can hear his shit talk already. I honestly thought Liam would win. Well, hey, it is what it is. Being protected is going to expose him in the long term. I believe that. You know what I mean? I'm happy for Frazier, though. Frazier, did his thing. Looking like Fat Joe. Why Joe Frazier looking like Fat Joe? Luca, Parker smoked 3 of your favorite fighters, Wilder, Zhang, and Martin. Mmm. Moonshine joke. Yeah, that was too early though. That was too early. And but you have to keep in mind, don't hate on Whitaker, hate on the system. Don't hate the player, hate the game. That's what I think we should remember in this situation because Ben Whitaker did what he's supposed to do. You know, he went out there, he landed the harder punches. He did his thing. Yeah, I mean that referee, bro. And the people looked at me cross-eyed. I've been telling you guys for years about these UK refs. They're not hard enough. These refs are not hard enough. I'm sorry, they're not. They're not hard enough. They ain't built. They're not like us. They're not built to be refs. A lot of these guys don't like the sight of seeing brutality. If you don't like the sight of seeing brutality, why are you a referee? Why are you a ref? You shouldn't be a ref at all. You're the worst person. You know what I mean? We should have old. Yeah, a lot of those refs are kind of old, to be fair. But you know what I mean? You have to see. Here's the thing. This is the ref I respect, right? If you're a referee and you're like, look, you got to show me something. You got to show me. Like, hey, show me something. You got to show me something. Those are the type, like Jack Reese. That's a real referee. Who is Jack Reese? Jack Reese was the guy that let Tyson Fury up. If it wasn't for Tyson Fury being, or Jack Reese being in that fight with that type of referee, he would have never beat Deontay Wilder. They would have ruled that fight a knockout in the 12th round by Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder catching Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. Rene Padilla in the building. That's what would have happened. But what does Jack do? Jack gives you an opportunity because he knows what's at stake. He knows the hard blood, sweat, and tears that you put in training to beat yourself up, to condition yourself for this particular challenge. So he ain't not going to take it away from you just like that, just because he can, or he's a pussy, or he can't even take the idea of seeing someone get punched in the face. Why are you in boxing then? Period. Shout out to my boy Mind of Guys with that $2 with that 2 pounds. Ref should be sacked. I agree. Look, he shouldn't be in those type of fights. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. You know, I like Parker, but Wilder was finished. Zhang old and Bakali literally off the couch. Okay, Marvin's channel. Luther not your favorite fighters anymore after they got smoked by Parker. Ben salute. Drillizak. Or Drillock. Salute to you, Drillock. Sting like a bumblebee and float like a butterfly. Dark Slagle, what's up, Kurt? Hope all has been well. Everything has been good today, man. You know, Joshua versus Caballo. Who's the winner? Man, at this point, I gotta go for Caballo. I'm no idiot. Joshua has to hit Caballo with some bombs because if he doesn't, you know what's going to happen. The same thing he did with everybody else, he'll do to Joshua. He'll hit Joshua to the body, hurt that boy, make him immobile, and then finish him. That's all that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? So Joshua has to knock out Caballo. If you don't knock out Caballo, Caballo is going to finish you. He's going to start and he's going to continue until he finishes. That's all. And I don't care who it is. It doesn't really matter. If Caballo gets the hitting on you and you let Caballo keep pounding away at your body, pecking away at your body, putting those body punches together, you will go down eventually. You're not going to take those shots all night. You're not going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 punches, and 3 of them are to your midsection. The other 2 are upstairs. You're not going to take those shots. A left hook, right hand, a left hook, right hand. You're not going to take those shots like that. You're not going to keep taking them. You're going to go down, bro. You get hit to the body like that, those punches are physically harming you. They're hurting you. They're hitting you in your kidneys. They're hitting you in your liver. They're hitting you in your gallbladder. Okay? They're look, solar plexus. They're tearing your stomach up, bro. You can't take those shots like that and keep taking them. I don't care who you are. Look at Zhang. Hell, Zhang had a belly full of noodles, and he still got his ass down. So that fat didn't even help him. The fat didn't even help Zhang. He punched through the fat. He busted that boy's jelly belly up. Yes, he did. Caballo wasn't playing. Caballo was to that body, man. He kept hitting Zhang. He was busting him up, bro. Busted up man Zhang. Zhang got a big bag belly. So I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is, man. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you ask me now who will win now out of Joshua and Caballero? I got to go with Caballero unless Joshua catch him with that right uppercut. Him because and not saying Joshua can't win. It's just more than likely who will win. Because see, one thing about okay, Caballero has showed us consistency. He showed us what he consistently does. He gets you in there. He works the outside. He gets your midsection. He works your midsection. He uses, like he uses science to that shit. It's science to that. Going and jab, jab, right body, right hook to the body, left, right to the body, and he steps around and backs out and circles back out. Then he comes back and he does the same thing. Bop, 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 bop. Right to back to the body. Then he comes out and he circles and does the same thing. And jab, right hand upstairs. He systematically goes head, body, head, body, head, body, head. That's what he does. He's consistently doing that. And he's done that with everybody he's been in there with. And then like Joshua even knows. He don't have every punch the same power strength. He's hitting you jab, jab, right hand. He might drop a right on you, make you think twice, like, oh, I gotta watch that right. But in the same token, the next right hand might not even be that strong, but the left and right to the body will be. See, he's that type of dude. He's that type of guy that throws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He drops them like that, and then that's how he keeps on. Look. He missed that shot. Jab. He goes over the dome. When he sloops down, that's when the ref comes in. But look, Ben Whitaker. Ben Whitaker was on a mission, and he was catching that boy right here. Bro, that's a hell of a place to keep getting hit. Then he's getting hit in the neck, But that referee, he's still though. I mean, you let that man go out on his shield. And if you can't let a fighter go out on his shield, you shouldn't be a referee. That's what I say. If you can't let a fighter go out on his shield, see, you guys remember Lennox Lewis, Andrew Galata, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis. You know what I'm saying? Those type of fights like that. If you can't let someone go off on their shield, that means you shouldn't be in boxing. You shouldn't be in boxing, period. You shouldn't be a referee because you're not qualified due to your own personal reasons on why that should happen. You shouldn't be that way at all. What's going on, boss? You all right? Yeah.
What's going on?
Yeah, man. Good, man. Good, man. Just finishing up this live stream.
Oh.
I'll be with you in a second.
Okay.
But no, you should be a referee. You shouldn't be a referee at all. If you listen. If you can't stand someone getting punched, you shouldn't be a referee. If you don't understand boxing, and if you don't understand the rules of boxing, and if you don't understand, okay, hey, if anything, that ref, well, you know what he could have done? He could have done the same thing they did to Tyson Fury in the first Usyk fight. It was standing 8. See, if you don't know your own damn rules in boxing, you don't know how to officiate boxing, so you don't know how to rule it. That means you shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't even be anywhere near it. That's the problem. That's the point. Ray Padilla, yeah, he did. He did get stripped. He got stripped, and the crook. He got stripped by the crook. Yeah. Ben needs to fight a real champion to prove he's a real deal. Well, man, this is only his 10th fight. And this is what I'll say to you guys. Ben ain't there yet. Let Ben get where Ben needs to be. Moses Atoma's more far around. He's more far along than that, and I'm saying that about Moses. So what do you think I should be saying about Ben Whitaker? He's not there yet. He's just not there yet. Ben Whitaker is growing. He's learning, and I think what it is, People seen Ben showboating. People seen Ben doing the overall drunken master-ish like thing he's been known for. And I think when people showboat, they give people the impression that they're better than they really are. And they're not. That's not the case. You know? So no, he's just not there yet. I think they should let Ben grow, let Ben, establish, let him, I think he needs to stay with Andy Lee if that's the case. I think Andy Lee is, if I was a fighter, I would be with Andy Lee. Because Andy Lee knows what to do with these fighters. Apparently. Look at Joseph Parker. You know? Light heavyweight is a tough division for Ben Whitaker to be in. Well, um, here's my thing. Here's my thing. What you don't want to do, don't put him in there with a killer. Don't put him in there with a Benavidez or a Bivol, or damn sure not a better BF. Don't do that. He's not ready. He's not ready for none of that. But this is his 10th, 11th fight, 10th fight. He is 9-8, so this is his 10th win. So 11th fight, bro. He's not ready for that yet. Uh, Ben won't even beat Yard. I mean, hey, Yard would be a good fight for him. Yard, hey, if they believe in Ben like that, put him in there with Liam Smith. I mean, not Liam Smith. Put him in there with Callum Smith, not Liam, but Callum. Put him in there with Callum Smith. If they think that he's ready for that type of stuff, because I don't believe in rushing nobody like that. Because you can rush someone so far, so fast that what'll happen is, you can push a fighter before he's ready, and then that will cause all types of issues. That's how fighters end up getting beat, and they're never really the same because you pushed them too early, you pushed them too fast, and they're learning and they're getting beat because they understand the opposition level is where it needs to be. And see, keep in mind, Ben has been in there with Liam. Wardley versus Parker, interesting fight. Maybe. A lot of footwork, a lot of mobility I see in that fight. Kurt, wow, Callum Smith is probably the best British light heavyweight. Ben is nowhere ready for him. That's what I'm saying. You know, um, who else? Put him in there with a Joe Smith. Somebody with some punching power. I mean, because Joe's a big boy. Then he's heavy-handed, bro. No, Kurt, fighters get beat by refs nowadays. Yeah, I mean, we just saw it. We just saw it. Ben is probably another British hype job. Well, we'll see. And I think that they will be more selective. But understand the record that Liam Cameron had. He had 5 losses. So that's who you think you may need to put in there with someone like Ben. You know, Why fighters are rushed, moonshine, because the money opportunity is there. Would you rather, okay, if you were going to fight someone that you've never fought before, all right? If you're going to fight someone you never fought before, but you knew, or your handlers thought, or your trainer thought that you weren't ready for it, but it's a $5 million fight, and it's the top of $5 million fight. It's like, hey, you better take it now, or this won't be later. You won't be able to get it later. So what you gonna do? You're gonna take the 5 million. And a lot of fighters do that type of shit. They take money when they're not ready for the challenge. Same thing happened to Jared Big Baby Anderson. right? Jared Anderson was not ready for Martin McCauley, but the money was there, the temptation was there, the opportunity was there, and he was afraid that if I turn down this opportunity, I will never be able to be offered this type of money again, based on the fact that my overall reason for fighting is money. It's not because I want to show people how good I am. I just want to get rich doing this for a short amount of time, a short window of time. I want to get paid. I want millions. I want to be rich. I want M's. Okay? I don't have time to be, I don't want, oh, in 10 fights and or in 15 fights later, I can get him. No, he's trying to make money right now. That's why he's doing stuff like that. Call Al Haymon to make the Benavidez fight. No, he's not ready for that, man. David Benavidez would destroy Ben Whitaker. But understand, this is coming from somebody that, he was just in there with Morrell. Hell, put him in there with David Morrell. That's more of a fight for him. David Morrell. That would be a good fight. David Morrell versus Ben Whitaker would be a very good fight. What do you think? Can't see Ben KOing him early. Have a do later, folks. Moonshine. Copy that. Counterpunch to you, bro. He's not even ready for Joshua Buatsi. Morrell, yes. Yeah. Yeah, Morrell. David Morrell versus Ben Whitaker should be the next big fight for him, for Ben. That separates the men from the boys. Okay? Ben would do a backflip out of the ring if Benavidez was there with. I honestly think I don't think that would be the thing to do. I don't think that would be the reason there. I don't think that yeah. I don't think he would want that type of fight right now. I don't think he should want that fight. Don't take that fight. Leave that fight be. You know, Ben Bivol wants to be in a cruiserweight. Well, it's there. If Bivol wants it, yeah, he can get it. I mean, the light heavyweight division, though, all I'm saying is separation. I'm seeing more and more separation of the sport of boxing. That's what I'm saying. You know, I mean, because see now, the Americas has a light heavyweight champion, and it's David Benavidez. So, it's just showing David Benavidez, having that type of, Al Heyman. Yeah, he'll have fights for him. Ben versus Eubank next week. Can't wait. Yep. So starting now, we're gonna see and hear more of Chris Eubank, more of Connor Ben, Chris Eubank backstory with Chris Eubank Sr. versus Nigel Ben. We're going to have a lot of that stuff. We're going to cover a lot. Maybe 20, 30 videos of those guys coming next week. Absolutely. Guaranteed. You know? So, yeah, I can't wait to see it because, it's coming right around the corner. So, hey, it is what it is, man. The father won't even be involved, will he? I don't think so.
If you eat pork, there's food down there. I make
Okay.
pork chops, but Shamar don't eat pork. So, but if you do, there's food.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Such a shame Eubank Sr. isn't a part of the buildup. Well, he is kind of. I mean, actually, he is. I mean, people are going to interview him. He just did one hell of an interview, bro. He blasted everybody. He counterpunched everybody. He counterpunched Connor. He counterpunched his son, Chris Eubank Jr. He counterpunched Nigel. He counterpunched the system. He counterpunched Matchroom. He counterpunched Eddie. He counterpunched everybody. Everybody that was there, he had something to say about him. Like, look, wait a minute. I started Matchroom. I helped Barry start Matchroom with the fights because I was a Matchroom fighter. Where's Matchroom now? Matchroom is not even where it used to be. Who is this guy? What do you want? What are you doing? Who slaps eggs in people's faces? And Connor, what are you cussing like a sailor for? What are you doing? Your kids are gonna see that. They ain't gonna look at that and like that. What do you think you're doing? You know what I mean? You're supposed to be a Christian. You're supposed to be a child of God. What are you doing? What is this rehydration stuff? This is bad for boxing. Nobody should be having or should be placed under any rehydration clause. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Yeah, he went off on everybody. So don't say he ain't a part of the buildup. He's very well a part of the buildup. Yeah, man. Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank Senior. He ain't playing no games, bro. No reindeer games. He playing, right? He ain't playing no reindeer games, man. That dude is serious, but it just shows you that someone at his age and he's still about his principles and he stands on his hill and he's still just showing you like, hey, this is how I feel. This is how it should be. People, I'm a man of principles, and Chris Eubank Jr. though, you could tell that's his son through and through, bro. They act a lot alike. Even if when Chris just being Chris Senior, Junior just being Junior, he could still see him. You could still see Senior within Chris. Their mannerisms, the way they talk, the way, you know what I mean? Even when Chris Eubank Jr. is really saying something bad about you, he's saying it in a calm, respectful demeanor. He can say the most disrespectful things, I think. Most of the people that are in boxing are scumbags. Scumbags. He's that. Kurt, who wins? Caballero versus a prime Dillian White. I don't know because a prime Dillian White would. Let me tell you something about the body snatcher. A lot of times, I haven't talked to Dean in a while. I hope, regardless, I hope he's well. But his brother, Dillian White, I think his peak was probably about 2019. 2018, 19, that was probably the best Dillian White that could be Dillian White. That was a prime Dillian White right there. So if you talk about a prime Dillian White versus 2025, I get Caballero, you got a fight on your hands because that Dillian White, the slender Dillian White, the in shape Dillian White, I ain't talking about the fat one that came to America and got fat off of hot dogs and ho-hos and pizza. I ain't talking about that Dillian White. I'm talking about the Dillian White that knocked out Lucas Brown, the first one that ever did it. Yeah, knocked out the drug cheat. Yeah, him. That guy that dropped Joseph Parker. That guy. Okay, that Dillian White was hell for anybody. That's why I rode with him. It was justice for Dillian White because the WBC, okay, messed over Dillian White in a very big way. You know what I mean? See, the problem was there was a chance that Dillian White could have been or could have been the solution to the Deontay Wilder problem. He could have been the first one. He should have been the first one to challenge Deontay Wilder to that fight. Deontay Wilder ducked him. He posted it. He blasted him and Mauricio. Mauricio, you need to stop talking bad about the WBC or we will take action. We will freeze you and you will not fight. Well, he ain't fighting anyway, Mauricio. So what's the point? What's the problem? What do you, is that your threat? Oh, him not getting a shot? I mean, he ain't got a shot in 6,000-7,000 days, 3 years. You haven't gave this man an opportunity, but you're taking sanctioning fees from him for being a WBC interim champion. Who does that? You're threatening a guy that you're ciphering money from, the 3%, and then you're threatening him with, oh, I won't give you the opportunity or I will freeze you. You've been freezing him, Mauricio. That's the whole point. That's what he's telling people. He's paying you the 3% for being a WBC interim champion. He's kicking every ass and taking names. The only loss he's had was the loss back in 2015 at the O2 with Anthony Joshua, another undefeated fighter. And none of those fighters have lost since then. So you're telling a guy that's your WBC interim champion that has one loss, that's kicking everybody else's ass, that, hey, if you don't stop talking about the facts with me and my sanctioning body and the way I do things, I'm going to freeze you out longer? Dude, come on. And that Dillian White was whooping everybody. And that Dillian White, the body snatcher, was kicking everybody's ass. He was doing what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? And he deserved his shot. He didn't deserve it 2.5 years later, like he had eventually got when he fought Tyson Fury. He deserved it then. Okay? So that Dillian White was a bad mamma jamma. Mauricio makes me sick too, Babs. 627. He makes me sick too. He says a lot to say nothing because he's a crook. He's just practicing his English. I think we need to go to the street and take a left, then go take another left, then go take another left, and then go take another left. Then we will be back to where we are now. Idiot. Vladimir Klitschko versus Caballero opinion. Probably Vladimir, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Vladimir doesn't allow anyone to fight him on the inside. That was the beauty of someone like Vladimir. The fight would stink. More than likely, it would suck. Yeah, it probably would, because you would have someone that does not feel comfortable fighting on the inside, like Vladimir doesn't. So what he would do, he would either try to set you up with the left or the right, jab you all night, set up the right hand, launch with the left hook, and clinch and hold, clinch and hold. Yeah, Vladimir could beat Caballo based on how it's allowed to be fought. So if that referee allowed Vladimir Klitschko to punch and hold, jab and grab. If he allows him to jab and grab all night, he could beat Caballo in a snore fest. It would be one of the worst fights you ever wanted to see. Someone jabbing and grabbing, jabbing and grabbing. If you let someone, that's what Ben Whitaker just did, jabbed and grabbed until he got that right opportunity. He frustrated Liam to drop that guard. There you go. Got him. That's what Vlad would do to Caballo. Yeah. 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 That's it. Eunice Butterball, counterpunch to you, brother. White is or was like every other dominant fighter. He was dominant until his weakness was exposed. Then he was a lot less threatening. But he would be a terrible fight for Wilder. Yeah, he would. And then we had that across the pond war, honestly. You know. They give Big Baby Miller fights. He was caught with PEDs, and they don't give White a chance to even get back. Well, White has to do what White needs to do. I think White, him fighting guys. Who is he fighting now? Who is he fighting now? Who is he fighting again? Who is Dillian White fighting? Who is Wilder fighting next? A guy named Herndon. He's fighting Herndon next. But yeah, nah. He needs better fights. I think he's in, but you can definitely tell he's nowhere near he's not in any vocabulary or any conversation with Turkey Al-Sheikh. So I don't see Dillian White doing what Dillian White should do at this point. I think it's foul. I think it's lame. But yeah, he was the guy back then. Absolutely. But yeah, I think the referee should have been replaced. I think he stopped the fight early. I do think Ben, did show people, though, hey, I can knock this guy out. But I think the guy should have deserved an opportunity to redeem himself, which he didn't. Kurt, do you think Jake Paul should fight Mike Tyson again? Hell no. Why? To get Mike some more money? And I love Mike, man, but Mike, no. He's closer to a senior citizen now. Kurt, Usyk versus Dubois and Wembley. Do you trust the referees or judges? I don't trust anybody. Adrian Townsend, happy Resurrection Day. Appreciate you. Has erection. Happy Resurrection Day to you too, Adrian. Wilder fighting in Kansas doesn't get much more irrelevant than that. Well, hey, a fight's a fight, bro. Understand, a fight's a fight. Paul should fight Ward. That'd be kind of cool, you know? Take away the belts, the best fights, the best, all the belts. I can't wait until July 12th to be totally honest. Yeah, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing Dubois. You know, I want to see what he is able to do something that he's never done, and that's beat Alexander Usyk. Kurt Cabello would beat Vladimir Klitschko. Okay, you know, like Floyd. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody's entitled. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Dubois is very dangerous fight for Usyk. I honestly think Usyk will lose. Okay, well that's more all together the reason why we need to see it, right? Let's see it to see where Daniel Dubois. If Wilder loses, he becomes an announcer. Done. All right, I can live with that. This is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder coming into the red corner. There is 235 pounds of solid muscle. His name is No Joke Bloke. And in the red corner, we have the Matador. So yeah, he'll be a good announcer, man. But I am glad that I was able to cover this fight live, the main event, So I hate, it was kind of early, but hey, big up for Ben Whitaker. Let's see what he does in the future. Stay tuned, guys. More videos will come. I am feeling a lot better. I'm probably about 88%. So I can't wait to get to 100%. But thank you guys for stopping by, coming in, dropping great vibes. God bless you today for those who celebrates Easter. So happy Easter to everybody. Be blessed, be safe, and you will have more content coming from Counterpunch Boxing News by the abundance. Weekend to come, Chris Eubank versus Connor Ben, DAZN. Can't wait. It's going down. I'm going to get it on. Everybody, be safe, be blessed. See you Monday with new content. And everyone has been counterpunched. Peace.